That's all I can think about is playoffs? Are you kidding me? Playoffs?
Trying to win a game.
Playoffs? Not trying to win a game. That's your team, by the way. No, he was the Colts head coach at the time. Sorry, I get my Moras confused. Another Mora was the coach of my Falcons.
Same Mora. Senior coached the Colts and the Saints.
Yeah, he did.
Junior was the Falcons.
The Colts was playoffs. The Saints was couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
Different Jim Mora Senior rant.
I can't continue on that one. We'd like to stay on the air. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you. It is round 1 of the high school football playoffs. We have made it. It is here. In fact, I was thinking back, last year we were still in the regular season at this point because of the hurricane.
Yep, we had a week delay.
That's right. Yeah, it made Black Friday even worse to try to skip, which we did because we honor holidays around here. Black Friday is one of them. I'm going to choose to stick on that.
Yeah, we kind of have a big thing that we do here in the station on the Saturday after Black Friday.
Something going on that day?
Yeah, maybe something that we do every year. I don't know.
Whatever.
Some type of tradition. I haven't picked up on it yet. I've only been here 3 years. So.
Well, the stakes aren't as high this year as we thought they'd be. Anyway, the stakes are high across the Palmetto State. I got scores for you. You ready to just dive right into some scores?
Yeah, let's get some scores in. Yeah, we got to catch up. It's a later start, so we got to catch up a little bit.
That's right. Westwood is up on St. James 27-0. It is still Catawba Ridge 6-0 over Fort Mill. 4 minutes to go in the third.
Oh, rock fight. I did not expect that to be a rock fight.
Now, earlier this week, I texted Mr. Campbell because the high school preview show that I do on Friday mornings, we created a bracket challenge, and my co-host for that show actually created brackets. Now, if you've gone to the state high school league website and tried to print those suckers out, Godspeed. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Not structured well.
Which, by the way, I'll have to elucidate you to a conversation I had about those off the air. I'm not going to do it on the air. That'd be inappropriate. But what I will tell you is we got nice brackets ready to go. And looking here, when I sent this bracket to Mr. Campbell, though, he immediately said, Catawba Ridge and Fort Mill.
I was intrigued by that.
And the word you used was spicy.
Yes.
Which...
There's some spice to it.
It's 6-0 right now. How about this one? This is further along here. Let me get an update from Chris. Oh, here's a good one. OW and Keenan. OW 13, Keenan 12 at the half.
Oh.
Seneca.
Keenan hanging in there. OW's a favorite to make it pretty far there.
To make it pretty far. How about 4A? Seneca and Lancaster. 4-13 matchup. Lancaster only down 7, 21-14, third quarter.
I mean, we've had a few teams kind of outkick their coverage here.
AC Flora up 28-7. I expect them to roll pretty handily there. River Bluff 14, Cane Bay 7 going into the fourth quarter.
River Bluff 14, Cane Bay 7. Okay, I mean, I figured Cane Bay would give them a little something. I expected River Bluff to win that game, but I didn't think it would be without some type of struggle.
Yeah, I agree with you. Heathwood Hall 20, Ben Lippen 7.
Oh, okay.
Heathwood Hall's legit.
Ben Lippen hanging in there. Yeah, Heathwood Hall's, they've proven a lot this year.
Lamar, my pick to win the 1A state championship. Lamar, the Silver Foxes, the Fighting Tommy Suggses, 41-0 over Calhoun Falls. That was at the half. Let's kick off the show. Rich has been waiting patiently. He's been on hold for 2 hours. No, I'm just kidding. He just called because he was correcting our start time. Rich, what you got for us?
Bamberg Earhart 65, St. John 0.
Whoa. Okay, well, that's our first final of the night. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate that one. And
you're welcome.
And that's a high water mark. And that would qualify Bamberg Earhart
65-0.
Whew. That would qualify Bamberg Earhart for the Margin of Victory Award tonight.
Yeah, hard to beat 65. I mean, we're going to get a lot of these because the round one of the playoffs, you do have some sizable mismatches, especially outside of 5A, where a lot of these classifications don't give your top 2 or 3 or 4 seeds a bye.
Right.
So you're going to have some teams that made it in by virtue of just winning a region game, playing against region winners, and that's how you get some running clock specials. So I'm expecting a few blowouts, but even then, 65 points.
Yeah.
Pretty high mark to reach.
You don't even have to there are some teams that didn't even win a region game Georgetown is playing Oceanside. I think Georgetown went 0-10.
Georgetown in basketball has given Maryland the business tonight so far. So at
Good.
least one Georgetown is playing well.
I hope every Maryland athletics program does not play well. They can blame that entirely on their football head coach. Blame
Mike
that entirely on
Loxley has completely ruined Terrapin athletics.
It has. I used to fear the turtle. I don't fear the turtle anymore.
I don't think a lot of people fear the turtle anymore.
The Red Devils of Clinton, my pick to win the state championship in make sure I get it right, 2A.
Your reigning 2A champion.
The reigning 2A champ going for another. They're up 42-0 over North Central. Clinton's defense. How many total yards did North Central have at halftime?
Ooh, I'm going to guess because they were playing Clinton. Sure. I am going to go out on a limb and say they recorded 15 yards of total offense.
Okay, it was 27.
Oh, I still undershot it.
You undershot it, but I hate when that happens.
Brutal.
Camden and Gurr were in a bit of a rock fight.
What's happened with Camden? They haven't necessarily finished the season.
No, I haven't finished it well at all. It's 18-6, Camden.
Expected more of a margin of victory there.
120 total yards. They've been outgained, both in the air and on the ground.
Now that is very surprising.
Greer's not bad.
It's 18-6. Greer's not bad, but no, I had higher expectations for Camden.
I agree. It's not so much. It's disappointing. Silver Bluff is up 13-6. I circled that game. North Charleston and Silver Bluff. It's a 5-12. I like Silver Bluff in it a lot, but they're up 13-6 at last check. Let me click on Kyle's Twitter page here and see if we got an update. It is 32-6. Silver Bluff over North Charleston, handling it well. Barnwell, at last check, the War Horses of Barnwell, down 25-8 to Timberland at the half.
Been a tough year for them.
A lot of injuries. I was talking to their head coach a couple weeks ago. They're really banged up. I see a highlight from John Morant. The Fighting John Morants of Crestwood have walked into Kellytown. They're going to be limping out of Kellytown.
Yeah, they're going to be finding out.
They're down 24-0 at the half. Ain't looking great at all. Greenville is up 28-7 on the Fighting Jake Bentleys of Nation Ford.
Ooh. Nation Ford's been an interesting team this year, scoring a lot of points. They've played in a lot of really close games that we've kept up with, but
right.
I guess losing to Greenville in the first round of the playoffs does feel apropos to the team that they got this year.
And I'm just looking at the bracket. Winner of that game gets T.L. Hanna next week.
Sorry. Sorry.
My bad.
That.
Sorry about it. Gaffney's up on the east side right now. How about this? Here's what I love about this time of year is I can go ahead with the papers right in front of me. I can tell you who's going to be playing who next week. Gaffney would go to Greenwood next week.
Oh, sorry, Bill.
Oh, man. But how great of an atmosphere is that going to be? Gaffney and Greenwood in round 2.
Fantastic atmosphere. Oh, season on the line in that town.
Got an upset alert. And this is a big one. Thank you. Blythewood 28, Clover 17.
Oh, see, our boy Lou Bajak on the early game this morning, also brought to you by Paymore, did say that out of the games I gave him that I thought could be upsets in terms of just seeding, like lower seed.
Yeah, lower seed, upper seed, yep.
He did say he expected Lexington over Fort Dorchester to be the most likely. He did say that Blythewood over Clover was the second most likely.
Interesting, because I didn't see it coming. And by the way, before we get to Kale, it is 20-14. Liberty leads Pillion. Pillion just scored on the final play of the third quarter to bring that to a one-score ball game. So a lot of games we're keeping an eye on. We said that the first round's going to be a lot of chalk. We might be standing corrected here soon. Let's go to the phones, 803-404-6100. Kale is on with us. And I forgot where you told me you'd be.
Hey, guys. I'm calling you here from North Charleston, South Carolina, between Fort Dorchester and Lexington, and arguably one of the better games of the first round. Fort Dorchester leads Lexington 10-7 at the beginning of the fourth. Lexington drove all the way down the field from their own 23-yard line to score a touchdown and make it a 10-7 game. The pass was a 23-yard touchdown from Avery Coyle to number 88, Victor Kosinski, the freshman-to-freshman combo.
Ooh.
And, yeah, it's now a one-possession game. And Fort Dorchester is on Lexington's 48-yard line. It is second down and 10. Lexington defense needs a stop, but we are very much in a close game early in the fourth quarter.
Kale, we appreciate it. I picked Lexington to win that ball game. I'm shocked that Fort Dorchester's beating them, honestly. We appreciate it. Look forward to hearing more from down in the low country as we roll along. We got a couple of things we got to get to tonight. Number one, I want to go through who I'm picking to win state championships because, well, I picked them, so I might as well tell you about it.
Gotta own it.
Not that I'm some savant. I'm no Lou Bezak or Chris Deering over here.
Lou's record, if you follow along at the state newspaper,
is insane.
absurd.
It's almost like he does it for a living.
Wizard.
Covers games, not bets on high school sports.
Yeah, if he's betting on it, we have a different discussion we have to have.
I don't. I'm not going to make that joke. The feds might be listening. I'm not going to make that joke about him having Chauncey Billups' number and all that. I'm not going to do that.
Well, if Will Wade touch anything, the feds are always listening.
That's true. That's true. So we've got. I want to give you my state championship picks. We'll go through some interesting matchups that we could see next week. And on the other side of the break, in the next segment, we will have another LA Faith Fighter of the Night. We're down to our final 3 of these. We've got one this week and one of each the next 2 weeks. And then that'll be the end of it for this year. And it's the story tonight is pretty amazing. So I look forward to sharing that with you all. We got plenty of scores rolling in. Camden is up 25-6 on Greer now as they start to space it out a little bit. We got plenty more to come right here on the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Paymore on the Game. Welcome back into the high school scoreboard show presented by Pay More on the Game. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you on a Friday night. Oceanside Collegiate up 42-0 on Georgetown. Running clock.
We're going to get a lot of those.
Starting the second half right now. Running clock.
Oh, Lord. 42-0 at the half?
Yeah, it ain't going well.
Yeah, it's tough town USA.
Hillcrest leads Riverside 28-7 with 8:05 to go in the third. Again, that's a nice high school, just generally. Right off the interstate up in Greenville.
Nice. Yeah.
It's a nice one because you're going to roll past it if you're going to Clemson.
I have been made aware that
There's one way in, one way out.
The Hillcrest that is there right now in Simpsonville, not the same Hillcrest that NBA Hall of Famer Ray Allen went to. Different Hillcrest.
Different Hillcrest, yes. Different one. But sounds good.
It does, yeah.
Dillon's up on Fox Creek right now, 49-0. Gray Collegiate up big on Brooklyn Casey.
It was 35-7 last I saw.
Yeah, and the score to make it 35 was a touchdown after 3 touchdowns had been called back due to penalty on the same drive. So technically, Gray scored 3 more times. Just not counting on the scoreboard because of rules. Woo. By the way, in case you missed it before we came on the program, this is, again, why we're going 9-11, 9-ish to 11, because Gamecock women's basketball was on earlier. Thanks to Brad Muller for the call there. Always great.
The man.
Professional. Gamecocks a lot, Bowling Green not.
Yeah, South Carolina broke triple digits
Again.
with ease.
Yeah, that's kind of what they do. I'm looking forward to the men play tomorrow.
Sunday,
that's right.
Southern Miss.
Need to win.
Hope so.
What you got, 13 non-cons? Am I right on that? 13?
14, yes.
13, 14-ish. Probably need to win 11 or 12 of them.
I'd say you need the only excusable loss
Would be Clemson. And if you can pick that one, then you're setting yourself up well for conference play. Because conference play won't be as nearly atrociously difficult this year as it was last year.
No.
You'll never have that again.
No, that's
but it will still be difficult.
Type deal. Yeah.
It will still be difficult. But I really like the fact that South Carolina actually has good guard play this year. Or it seems to be that they will have good guard play.
They play a style that's going to be a little more unique. It's more positionless basketball.
Right.
And they shoot well enough where they're going to be able to pick off some teams this year that they weren't able to last year because of a lack of shooting.
Big basketball guy over here.
No. Hoop head.
And so that's why I clear all of my basketball takes. I'm like, is this correct? I don't do that with my football takes or my baseball takes. I'll do it with my basketball. By the way, congratulations to Walt Weiss, now leading our Atlanta Braves.
That's right.
Yay, I think. All right, so we got more scores rolling in here. It's 21-13. Cane Bay has trimmed the lead. The extra point was blocked. 8 minutes to go in that ball game. Be careful, River Bluff. Be careful. The 1A bracket, if we're looking at some of these games tonight, there's some good ones. Just a glance of this tells me I've got Lamar winning the state championship here. And that would mean, Mr. Campbell, that they've got to go through Abbeville in the upper state championship to get there.
Ooh, see, you're bolder than I am to go against Abbeville.
I can't do chalk the whole bracket, right?
You got to pick and choose your chalk. And if I'm picking and choosing my chalk,
you feel comfortable picking Abbeville?
Yeah, I feel good in terms of that being the chalkiest one.
Well, Abbeville is up 55-0 against Great Falls, which is not shocking.
Not shocking. Abbeville is Abbeville.
Coming out of the other side, though, I'm just looking at Bamberg Earhart, Johnsonville. Could be 2 teams that are.
Johnsonville's a team that I've considered to be frisky.
The Flashes.
They've been really good this year.
They have
fun to follow along with.
They're a fun football team. In 2A, now here's where it starts to get a little bit more difficult for me because I think we talked about this last week at length. There are about 4 or 5 teams in every classification that can win a state title. 2A is where it really picks up, just in the upper state. Here's Clinton. Either Saluda or Mid-Carolina could do it. Chesney. Strom-Thurmond. Liberty. That's just upper state. Lower state, Philip Simmons. Woodland.
Don't sleep on Philip Simmons.
Now, I've got in 2A, I'll let you know, I got Clinton. I can't call Clinton the best insert record here team in the state and then not pick them to win a state championship, right?
Well, because you use their very difficult non-region schedule.
Yeah, you got shellacked by Newberry, but it's Newberry.
Yeah.
I got Clinton over Philip Simmons. Iron horses.
Yeah, it sounds right. I think that's probably how it's going to go. Clinton's is playing also. That's the benefit of scheduling so hard to start your season is you're going to start playing your best ball because you get that football calluses.
Exactly.
A little bit, and they have a lot of football calluses to work with.
They do.
Here. And then they play their region, which is a step down from their out of region. And then you're able to take care of business the way you should.
In 3A, I've got Newberry winning the state championship in 3A. Got them coming out of the lower state bracket. That would mean they got to probably go through Oceanside.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But what a matchup that's going to be.
Good Lord.
If we get
a hard one to pick.
If we get it.
Oceanside beat Dutch Fork.
I wrestled with it, but I've been high on Newberry all year. We all have. And I've got them beating Woodruff and Aiden Gibson.
I would take that.
That would mean
as Woodruff has been.
Yeah,
I would take that.
That would mean that they will have to go through at some point possibly BHP and possibly Powdersville. Whoever wins that BHP Powdersville game that we probably get
picking against
on the
Robin
21st.
Bacon is a fool's errand.
Right. His involvement with that staff has just been incredible.
Night and day.
For the Patriots. Now, 4A can get chalky, but I've got AC Flora playing South Florence for the state championship. And because I hosted this show with Tommy Moody for years, I'm picking AC Flora.
The fighting Tommy Moody's at AC Flora.
And that is 100% a heart pick, not a head pick. Because that means AC Flora went through South Point to do it. And they didn't beat them in the regular season. Division 2 of 5A. Here are the teams that are not playing tonight. Northwestern, Greenwood, Indian Land, T.L. Hanna, Irmo, White Knoll, Myrtle Beach, Berkeley. Those might be the best.
Those are
8 teams in the state.
Those are the teams that you can choose from. If you want to pick a pool of teams to choose from that's going to be playing for a state title, those are kind of where they'll be.
I had a tough one with this one because I didn't want to pick Northwestern. I really didn't. I hope Paige Walford didn't listen to this. I didn't want to pick them, but I can't bet against the Noble Rabbit.
The Noble Rabbit.
I'm taking Northwestern from Upper State. I'm taking Berkeley and the Stags from Lower State. The Fighting Chris Deerings. Because I think they can beat Irmo.
I think so too.
I really think they can beat Irmo.
Irmo's really good, but dude, Northwestern's a wagon. The only team that beat them this year has been South Point, right?
Yes, and that was a wild, wacky game where
rivalry.
Yeah, Jadavion Clowney was on the field, and so was like three other players from past teams, and for South Point, and incurred a penalty, and
they brought the big guns.
It was a whole thing.
That game means a whole lot there.
It does.
In Rock Hill.
Let's go out to the phones, 803-404-6100. Reginald is on with us. Go ahead, sir.
I really hope Elijah has a better luck picking high school teams than he does NASCAR drivers. That is for sure.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Not really good at picking NASCAR drivers. I've learned that one the hard way. Is Bobby Labonte available to pick? I've asked that question, I think, once a week since I've been started doing it. So that's how far behind we are there.
That was all Reggie Anderson had to say.
That's all he had to say.
That was it. Just hope he can pick better. All right, fair enough. He just gets that shot in right there, huh?
He had to.
Who?
But you know what? Next year's a new year, buddy.
With a new point system.
With a new point system. Next year's a new year.
Have you considered
count your blessings now?
Have you considered just letting Tyler pick for you?
Don't give my secrets out.
Okay,
here.
sorry.
What I want to do.
Sorry.
Of who I will consult. Preston Thorne's been doing that, and it's been working pretty well.
Makes sense. Let us get to this. We've been doing our LA Faith Fighters of the Night all season long, and we continue it with this week.
We're recognizing true fighters every week. It's time to name the LA Faith Fighter of the Night.
I was texting back and forth with Ollie Otter earlier today. Yeah, well, I mean, Is he the most famous person saved in my phone?
Ooh.
Depends on your definition of famous.
He's famous to
Right?
me.
Okay. All right. So here is our Ellie Faith Fighter of the Night off the field tonight. Graylin Posey. His mom, Kelsey, and sister Cammie. Dad's name was left blank, so Mr. Posey. She just didn't write down his name, which is interesting. All right. Graylin has been a warrior since the day he was born. At birth, he came out completely blue, not breathing. He was immediately transported from Aiken Regional to Prisma Health, Richland. His oxygen levels were extremely low, and he required heart and lung bypass surgery as a newborn. At 2 days old, he was transported from Columbia to MUSC and placed on the ECMO machine to try to save his life. And he spent a week on the ventilator until they were slowly able to wean him off. He spent 32 days total in the level 4 NICU care in Charleston. Fast forward a few years and we continue to notice certain things about Graylin, but we're continually told that it was just a rough start to his life and he was fine. It wasn't until his 4-year-old checkup that mom brought up some major concerns. He was unable to reach his hands above his head. His joints and body were very stiff. He had trouble walking, keeping up with his peers, and he couldn't eat certain foods without choking, and he struggled with simple tasks. His pediatrician referred us to a specialist in Greenwood for genetic testing. Several months later, on March 16th, 2020, the day the world shut down due to COVID, his parents received a phone call that no parent should ever have to receive. Graylin's genetic testing had come back, and he was diagnosed with a rare, progressive terminal illness called mucopolysaccharidosis type 2, otherwise known, and hereto known for, as Hunter syndrome. With Hunter syndrome, the body lacks an enzyme that breaks down waste, so it starts to build up everywhere in your body, affecting all your organs, including your brain. It's often compared to a childhood form of Alzheimer's. There is no cure. But fortunately, there is an approved enzyme replacement therapy that helps slow down the progression. Because of the pandemic, the Posies had to wait several months before Graylin could even begin receiving treatment. And right before his 5th birthday, they were able to start his several-hour-long weekly infusions. In 2023, they were able to enroll Graylin in a clinical trial for an experimental drug to help slow the progression of the disease in his brain. Unfortunately, the trial drug caused a lot of negative side effects. They gave it a year, but in June 2024, his parents ultimately decided it was negatively affecting his quality of life, and they pulled him from the trial. They realized that time with Grayson might be short, but they wanted him to have the best time that it could be. Graylin recently celebrated his 10th birthday and has received about 300 infusions since his diagnosis. Infusion days are long for him, but it's become a way of life, and we've learned to make it fun for him. Despite all of his challenges, he remains a very happy little boy. He has lost most of his language, but he can still sing parts of almost every Christmas song. His favorite is A Holly Jolly Christmas, and he can also name all of Santa's reindeer. Graylin enjoys his food, and although he can't say much, whenever they pass a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A, he's sure to scream out, Happy Meal. When Graylin was little, he dreamed of being a police officer, and his all-time favorite song is the Cops theme, Bad Boys. Gray loves his dogs and enjoys his evening walks in his adaptive stroller and seeing all the neighborhood animals. His mom and dad and sister appreciate all of your prayers for Graylin, and you can follow his journey on their Facebook page, Pray for Gray. Graylin Posey, our Ellie Faith Fighter of the Night, here in round 1 of the playoffs. We'll come back more of the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Pay More on the game next. Welcome back into the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Pay More on the Game. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you on a Friday night. Round 1 action from across the state. We always joke about how first round of the playoffs, blowout city.
Historically been blowout city.
Historically not great. We're breaking the mold tonight. We got games. We got scores. I'll go ahead and tell you, in case you're watching on the YouTube stream, here are my brackets. We're writing these scores in as they come in. I can go ahead and tell you that I'm looking at final scores here that I've written down. South Florence did play last night, by the way. They beat our Darlington Falcons 47-7 to move on.
Wagon status.
It's unfortunate. Batesburg-Leesville defeated Eau Claire tonight. When was the last time the Shamrocks were in the playoffs?
It's been a long time. Not to sound like Stained here, but it's been a while.
Batesburg-Leesville says they're sorry. They won 42-0 over Eau Claire. I had to think about that one, but I was able to
think of the lyrics a little bit.
Had to go back in time a little bit. All those old songs are making comebacks, though.
For folks like us in our age range, that is school bus music.
Yes, correct. That is not. I would consider that in the genre of music that didn't come out when you were in school necessarily, but it's still within your generational block. Even though some of the songs did come out when we were in school,
still played on popular radio.
Yeah, it was still playing on popular radio. So you listen to it, right? But a lot of those older songs, now you're just popping up on, Instagram and TikToks and all the rest, and it's changing everything.
Yeah. The kids are finding music differently than we did. Yeah, for me, it was whatever it was on.
Yeah, whatever was on Top 40 radio.
106.9 in Jamestown, Tennessee.
Look at you. Yeah. For me, it was B106.
So B was your school bus station.
And guess what, folks? We're not far away from it changing over to Christmas.
Buddy, it's here.
It's I think it's before Thanksgiving that they switch it over.
I don't know the exact date.
Which I'm not hard and fast on that anymore. I used to be very hard and fast on you do not do anything until after Thanksgiving. I've loosened up on that, and I don't judge people who are like that. But
yeah,
I'm at the point now. If you want to decorate your house, go ahead, find some joy, right? As Shane Beamer would say.
This cold, dark world.
If you're a football fan in this state, man,
it's colder and darker than it's ever been.
I think you got to go back to 97 or 98.
Oh,
for it to have been this bad.
Especially for South Carolina.
But Clemson wasn't good either. I think Clemson was a 3-win team in 97 or 98. Like, it was not good for either team. Thanks, Tommy West. Bamberg Earhart 65-0 winners over St. John's. Lamar beat Calhoun Falls 49-0. More final scores rolling in. We're about to get one from Atlantic Collegiate. Atlantic Collegiate's beating Woodland 14-0. They might have beaten them. Can't confirm. That game might be over.
So a game that's over. Marlborough County has been giving Swansea the business tonight. That one's 42-7.
Oh my
sorry,
God. I'm just hearing Ron Cherry in my head.
Penalty, number 57. He was giving him the business.
I'm like, what does that mean? What rule is that, Mr. Cherry?
You can't give someone the business.
You can't.
That's the rule.
Business cannot be given. The Wilson Tigers are up on the May River Sharks 28-21.
Upset of the night, I would say.
Ooh.
If that one goes final, because we've had some flirtation with upsets, but that one's the one that seems the most real.
How about this one? Oh, that's a good slate tomorrow on ABC. Anyway, don't get distracted. Lexington scores a touchdown. It's now 17-14. Fort Dorchester with 2:47 left to go in the game. Going into that drive, Lexington had all 3 timeouts. I don't know how many they used. Going into that drive, they had all 3. Crescent defeated Union County 52-14. That's a final. And I'm trying to find there it is. Crescent 52, Union County 14. So Crescent moves on. They will get the winner of Mountain View Prep and St. Joe's. I'm going to go ahead and guess it's going to be Mountain View Prep.
Yeah, MVP's won a lot of games this year by large margins.
Chester and Batesburg next week in round 2. Chester got a win tonight.
Evenly matched game for next week. That's when I'm not just keeping an eye on them. I got an eye on right now, and it's going to stay there for a little bit.
Chester was up Chester was up 50-6 on Blacksburg. So I don't have a final
Chester's
score
been really good
necessarily,
this year, to
but
their
I'm just going
credit.
ahead and pencil in Chester.
I think you could put that in pen.
And Pent, lucky for you.
That's
Can I
that's what
Sharpie
you
it
got.
yet?
As Seth Davis would say, I think that is
Sharpie.
Chester football Sharpie. Yeah.
I really hope the Gamecocks get to the March Madness again.
Oh,
Oh.
that'd be so nice.
By the way, welcome to the party, South Carolina High School League. They're now tweeting about final scores.
All right, yeah. It only took you the entire season waiting until the playoffs
60
to finally get involved.
63-0.
That's nice. It's very nice of them.
I got to credit somebody for that final score, right? 63-0. Abbeville over Great Falls. Louisville defeated Whitmire 62-0. So how about that? Louisville and Abbeville next week. They combined to score 125 points tonight, and they combined to surrender 0. In case you're interested.
Oh, man. Week one of first round, not week one. First round.
Hey,
Of
if
the
we can have a
playoffs.
week 0, we can have a week 1 of the playoffs. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, week one of the postseason.
I'm okay with that. Week 1 of the postseason. There are 3 seasons: non-region, region, playoffs.
That's how every good coach would divvy it up.
Chris Trainer literally is tweeting about what we're saying. Louisville at Abbeville next Friday night is an unusually, all caps, juicy second-round playoff game.
It is.
I would agree with that. Final score from Cane Bay and River Bluff. River Bluff 24, Cane Bay 13.
Perry Parks, congrats. You have won a playoff game in year 1 at River Bluff.
And as your prize, you get Stratford on the road.
Ooh.
That's behind door number 2.
Well, I say out of all the options that you get in 5A, I guess that could be worse.
Yeah, you could have drawn Carolina Forest or Ashley Ridge or Sumter.
Yeah.
Not great.
I don't know if it's exactly the lesser of those evils, but it's certainly not a lot of good options in those at all.
Timberland 46, Barnwell 8. Timberland moves on. They will get the winner of Manning and Academic Magnet. Emerald is up 44-28 on Fountain Inn. And again, it's not a final score, but I feel pretty good about penciling in Emerald here.
44-28, I don't know how much
With
time.
2 minutes to go in the ballgame.
Yeah, put that in Sharpie. Carve it in stone.
Harpy. Westwood's up 27-7 on St. James. Still got a ways to go in that one.
Yeah, that's it. And I would chalk that up as expected result.
My state champion pick in 3A, Newberry, up
Newberry.
48-14 on Aner in the fourth quarter. I'm just going to go ahead and
They started to pull away there. Aner made it frisky for 2 quarters.
they did. How about this one? Blythewood 28, Clover 23, heading to the fourth quarter.
Ooh, comeback alert. Clover had a lead, if I'm not mistaken.
That game is now 35-23 Blythewood with 5 minutes to go.
You know what?
Can't pencil it yet.
I would. You know what? I'll put that in pen.
Okay.
It's very bold on my part, but I'm feeling frisky.
There you go. That's not the word of the night.
It is.
Okay. Loris 59, Battery Creek 19. Loris moves on. They will host either Keenan or OW next week.
So in terms of our potential upsets tonight, what Wilson's doing right now and having a little bit of the lead is on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Keenan being down only 1 against OW, I'm putting up there as a really close second.
Daniel just scored to make it 14-10 Daniel with 6 minutes to go in the ballgame over Dreer. Inspired
Coach
football.
Jenkins has that team playing inspired. Yeah, very.
Inspired after what they have endured over this week with the loss of their O-line coach. Chapman, we're going to just see this. Chapman is...
Acquiring Debo Samuel at the trade deadline.
It would help them in this matchup. I can tell you that. It would help them. And it's gone. Oh, well. 92 yards for Amadre Wooden tonight in Batesburg-Leesville's win.
Did he only carry the ball 4 times?
I guess. He's over 5,000 yards in his career.
Breaks his streak, though, of consecutive 200-yard games. Dang!
It does. That's unfortunate.
I want to see how long we can keep that bit going.
Everything, all bits have to go away eventually, right?
Yeah, they eventually jump the shark at some point, so.
Midland Valley just tweeted a score update. This is from their Twitter page. Quote, end of the third quarter. They got a lot. We don't.
I appreciate the self-awareness.
North Augusta's up 37-0.
Oh.
On Midland Valley for the second time in 2 weeks. Plenty more final scores rolling in. We're filling out our brackets. More high school football conversation coming up on the Pay More High School Scoreboard Show on the game. Final segment of hour number 1 of the program. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you on a Friday night. Final scores rolling in. Got updates here. West Florence 42, Conway 7. So West Florence and the Knights are going to Myrtle Beach next week to take on Coach Mickey Wilson
Good luck.
and the Seahawks.
Good luck, my friends.
Round 1 is in the books, and Powdersville has defeated
Their opponent.
which is Carolina. So even on a bye week, Carolina's taking an L. All right, so sorry, that was mean. I shouldn't have said that.
Boo.
I shouldn't have said that. I'm an alum. It's okay, right? How about
If
this?
anybody, yes, if you paid money to the school,
Might still
there
be
is
paying.
no such thing. Yes, if you're still paying money, still paying money to my school, then you can fairly dump on them as much as you want.
Southern Cal's up 14-7 on Northwestern. Classic Big Ten matchup there. out in L.A. on a Friday
Southern
night.
Cal, number 10 in FPI. You want to know why?
The loss to Notre Dame.
Offense.
That's true.
The points.
That's true. But also their defense has improved.
It's not atrocious.
Lincoln
yeah.
Riley actually made a difference and went out and said, we got to make a change here, which, again,
Yeah, he got rid of Alex Grinch.
I guess the photos finally just kind of disintegrated or whatever he had on him. I don't know. 'Cause how's that guy's a D coordinator for that long? Anyway, Blythewood's up 42-23 over Clover, but they've scored 35 points in the second half to do it. That's crazy.
Yeah, Clover was up. I remember early when we were coming into the studio, seeing Clover had like a little decent lead, and I was pretty surprised by that. I kind of expected Blythewood to go in there and win. I thought it'd be a really close game. But it would have been one of those things where if Clover won by a few scores, I would be terribly shocked a little bit.
Right.
But to see Blythewood just come out and bring the sledgehammer out of the locker room at halftime is impressive.
Final score from Gray Collegiate and Brooklyn Casey. Gray Collegiate 63, Brooklyn Casey 7.
Ooh.
Brooklyn Casey was up 7-0 to start the ballgame.
Then what happened?
Life happened.
63 unanswered.
I will tell you. You ready?
Yes.
Round 2 next week, November the 14th. As far as I'm aware, there's no men's basketball game. There's no women's basketball game. So you get us.
We're here for the entirety.
One of the games we'll be talking about is Hartsville at Gray. Please.
Box office.
Please and thank you.
Box office matchup.
Please and thank you. Hey, there's John Summerall. He's at Tulane for another month.
Yeah, until LSU swoops in.
Don't count out Auburn.
Yeah, you think Auburn does it? I mean, LSU's
Well,
probably
don't
got
count
first
out
dibs.
Auburn. Are you ready for who I think is going to go to Auburn?
Please say Gus Malzahn.
No, but don't they regret getting rid of him now? No, Eli Drinkwitz.
Oh.
I think Eli Drinkwitz goes.
I kind of feel like Drinkwitz penciled in for Florida.
It's a good conversation to have.
Yeah. Because I don't think Lane Kiffin's...
No, Lane's not going to Florida. James Franklin might.
And honestly, it wouldn't be a bad hire for Florida.
I think that'd be a great fit. He brings stability to the program.
Something they just have not had.
Since Steve Spurrier.
Urban Meyer.
There wouldn't.
Well,
let's discuss what
stability means.
Let's discuss what stability means. Now, two national championships.
But even if we're doing a different definition of stability,
yeah,
things got out of hand under Spurrier too, in terms of how the players be acting.
True. Oceanside Collegiate 49, Georgetown 15. Final. So 49-15 there. Can I go ahead and, based on your comments, I can go ahead and pencil in Marlboro County as well?
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay. I'm going to pencil it in. So we got a Marlboro County.
42-7 at one point. It was ugly.
We'll get a Marlboro County Oceanside round 2 matchup next week, which, honestly, isn't that bad. Newberry defeats Ainer 54-14. I'm going to make sure I write these scores down. That way when we do our final scoreboard here in a little while, I have what I need. Andrew Jackson with a big win. 34-16 winners over 96.
What year is it? 1812?
Is he president in 1812?
No, but he was a general.
He was
1812.
He was handling things.
I am even though the battle did not count technically on paper, the Battle of New Orleans still a dub for this great nation.
So is the song. Song's great. All right.
Great song.
I do want to mention this before we go to a break here in a bit. Got some news today about former Gamecock shortstop Braylon Wimmer. Braylon's got a brain tumor.
Oh, no.
He was diagnosed with that due to some issues that he had on the bus, traveling with the team, his minor league team. And his girlfriend and his family made a post about it on Facebook. And that's the second person affiliated with Gamecock baseball that has been diagnosed with a brain tumor just in the last calendar year, with Braylon and then Jim Toman a couple of months ago. And so just keep Braylon and his family and obviously his girlfriend, his significant other in your prayers. That's a tough road,
Yeah.
as some of us are all too familiar with. Those are not. That's just very difficult, and it's a gut punch of a diagnosis. It's just not easy to deal with. And so I just saw that come across again. I saw it earlier, and I just wanted to mention it again because people keep retweeting it, and hopefully there'll be more information. Hopefully Gamecock Baseball will do something to help them out. Emerald, hard pivot, but Emerald over Fountain Inn, 44-36. Final score there. That one does go final. And then Fort D, wow.
That one's getting close.
Yeah, because Lexington took the lead 21-17.
Oh.
And then
Comeback alert.
Fort Dorchester then answered with a touchdown of their own. So it's 1 minute and 3 seconds to go, and then Lexington returned the ensuing kickoff to the 45. So it's still not over.
No.
With a minute to go.
Speaking of school bus songs, Chris Daughtry, if you taught you anything, it's not over. We're going to do it right this time around.
Was he on American Idol?
He was on American Idol.
He win American Idol?
Win American Idol.
Another
I think
fabled.
he was a runner-up.
Another fabled where the runner-up's better than the winner. Only on certain ones did that not matter, right? Like Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood.
You know, I'm going to double-check that. I don't think Chris Daughtry won.
I don't think he did. He might not have made it past the top 10 or into the top 10. Mr. Campbell's finding
we're gonna find
the
out.
news that matters.
He did not win American Idol.
He did not. Do you have this placement?
Let's see. He's technically third most successful American Idol.
Behind Carrie and Kelly.
Yes. But let's see.
That'd be an interesting conversation to have, not on the air.
It would.
I'm looking for a few more scores here before we hit a break because I know there are plenty that are rolling in. Again, we're here until 11, so we've got one more hour to go as we try to look at these scores. Heartbreak for the Dreher Blue Devils. Final score, Daniel 14, Dreher 10. Dreher gave Daniel every bit.
I would say that qualifies as scaring the hell out of him.
I would agree. I would agree with that wholeheartedly. That is a game that pretty hard to come by if you're Daniel, and I don't think you were really expecting it to be that much of a chore to try to get a win tonight over the Blue Devils of Dreher, who had a rough year, but were cashing in when they could. Wren is up 42-28 on Blue Ridge. That one is getting late. Probably going to be able to pencil that one in here at the end. Gaffney defeats Eastside by a final score of 28-10. So Gaffney wins and advances, and they go to Greenwood next Friday night. More of the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Paymore coming up next on The Game. Welcome back in. Second hour, final hour of the program. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you on this Friday, November the 7th. It is 10:01 p.m. We got final scores. We got a lot of games still outstanding, if you will. Fort Dorchester.
Outstanding as in TBD or outstanding as in, man, this game is great?
Yes. Yes. Just yes. Including Northwestern and Southern Cal tied at 14. Woo.
Getting interesting. And Tulane, Memphis, Tulane up 21-14. They can't stop each other.
I love those. I love those kind of games on a Friday night. 49-14 AC Flora winners over York.
And let's see. Wilson Hall, 56-17 over First Baptist and Skeeza 3A. Shout out Eric Burnett for that. Joey Elliott said, this is about 39 minutes ago, but at last check 39 minutes ago, Gilbert over Bluffton, 31-21. That was a 3:42 left in the third quarter. Still trying to find a score update there, but Gilbert, playoff Gilbert.
Yeah, that's when it matters. Playoff Gilbert's different. They're just different. Hartsville 45, Crestwood 8.
Fighting John Morantz. Sorry, been a good season.
Great Collegiate 63-7 winners over Brooklyn Casey. 14-10 Daniel over Dreher. 44-36 Emerald over Fountain Inn. And South Point 63-13 over Beaufort.
Expected. Good for Beaufort, scoring 13.
Yeah.
That defense.
Good for Beaufort. Let's see here. Seneca took down Lancaster by a score of 28-21. 28-21. Seneca winners there. Lugoff Elgin takes down Sockasty tonight. The Braves, Sockasty fall 42-6. I imagine Shamil Sadiq had something to do with that.
He's had a lot to do with a lot in that passing game this year.
Lugoff Elgin gets Irmo next week
Oh, sorry, Lugoff Elgin.
on the road. So let's go to the phones. 803-404-6100. Eddie is on with us. Go ahead, Eddie. Nope.
Oh.
Eddie's gone.
Bye, Eddie.
See ya.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
Didn't want to talk to you anyway. That's fair. UCF is playing Houston tonight.
They are a classic Big 12 matchup.
24-17 Knights.
Yeah, Houston's season might have fell off the wheels. Or, yeah, the whole operation fell off the wagon there once they got beat by West Virginia last week. Yikes.
Yeah.
At
When
home.
you get beat by
Bad
West Virginia.
team.
Bad West Virginia. Careful, by the way, tomorrow night. I just saw this on the bottom. Virginia hosting Wake Forest. Careful.
Unfortunately, that was the game I drew in the wild card showdown for the wild card round. 6.5, Virginia favored. Virginia's kind of been getting away with it this year.
Did you pick
So
Wake?
I took
cover?
Wake Forest because I'll take the 6.5 point cushion. But
Yeah, that's probably where I'd have gone too.
Virginia, it's either getting away with it or it's the light of God shines upon you. And I think it might be the latter, and they might be a team of destiny. Has that feel a little bit.
Greenville leads Nation Ford 42-35
Uh-oh.
with a minute to go in the ball game. Minute
And
28. Minute 28.
Ball is possessed by...
By Nation Ford.
Oh, heavens.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
It's not over.
It's not over
Gotta
yet.
Do it right this time around.
The season has come to an end for the Wildcats of Lexington. They got a 3-and-out. They were down by 3. It was 2:20 to go in the ball game. They scored, made it 21-17. Fort D answers right back in less than a minute, and they go up 24-21. Wildcats get the ball back, and they can't cash in. Final score: Fort Dorchester 24, Lexington 21.
Tough loss for Lexington. I know they felt really good about their chances going into that game.
I felt really good about them as well. Fort D, playoff Fort Dorchester.
Maybe a little different. The
Ghosts
D in
of-
Dorchester stands for different.
The ghosts of DeCarrion Joyner, who is still with us, but
His football ghost.
yes.
At Fort Dorchester.
They get Carolina Forest next week on the road.
Good luck.
Gilbert, 38, Bluffton, 21 in the fourth quarter.
Gilbert putting putting the gas pedal down a little bit. There you go, Coach
I
Oz.
saw-
Don't let the boys hold up.
I saw a
Don't let
video.
them ease up.
Saw a video from Oxford with all of them using belts. I don't know if that's the. I don't know.
No, I think I just got whipped by belts too many times as a kid to ever take any enjoyment of other grown men taking their belts off and snapping them like that.
That snapping thing was
PTSD,
terrifying.
buddy. Don't like hearing that sound.
terrifying.
To this day, I don't like hearing that.
When it flies through the belt loop.
Yep. Nope.
Phew.
No, you're in trouble.
Oh boy, not good. I'm looking here at a few more scores if we can find them. Again, once you get to a certain point, round one of the playoffs, makes it a little difficult. Blythewood did beat Clover 42-23. They get Dorman next week. Sorry.
Yeah, tough draw.
I had a tough time picking Dorman to lose to Dutch Fork, by the way. Just letting you know. I wrestled with that one a lot. I kind of regret it. But it's kind of hard not to roll with the team that's won 10,000 state championships in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'd lean.
So always makes it a little bit more difficult. Let's see. Loris over Battery Creek 59-19. Let me see if I got that one written down. I do, 59-19. Crescent over Union County 52-14. River Bluff over Cane Bay 24-13. The South Carolina High School League is now batching these score updates, by the way. Not one at a time, just 3 at a time.
Spamming.
Just 3 at a time. Just all in one. Bang, bang, bang. Let's see here. Maybe I can check my scoreboard and have a few more games of note once my scoreboard decides the update. There we go. Look at all of those games. Lucy Beckham 38. North Myrtle Beach 21. So Lucy Beckham wins, and they go on the road next week, Mr. Campbell, to the Fighting Nicholas Pelhams of White Knoll.
Not an easy task.
Not an easy draw there at all. At all. I'm looking for a few more here. West Florence over Conway 42-7. Lugoff Elgin 42-6 winners over Socastee. Hillcrest up on Riverside. Catawba Ridge up on Fort Mill 13-3. Hate that for the Fighting Jack Veltries there. James Island 48.
That was kind
Wando.
of my game of the week there.
Yeah, well, it panned out. I mean, that's a 13-3 is not.
There's drama. Just a lot of defense.
Yeah,
D in drama stands for defense.
It does. Many can confirm. Spartanburg leading JL Man 31-3, and Rock Hill is leading Spring Valley 47-0. So I don't know about you, but I feel good about putting Rock Thrill on to the next round.
Rock Thrill.
And Spartanburg as well, which sets me up to tell you about the round 2 matchups in just a second. But before we do that, we will have to get to our phones once we get all these people sorted away.
Yeah, they are coming in bunches right now.
Yeah, they really are. Hilton Head 52, South Aiken 24. That is a final. So Hilton Head Island moves on. Wilson 36, May River 28. Final.
Upset of the night. Wilson pulled it off.
Oh man, this bracket.
Oh, buddy.
These brackets look so good. I'm telling you. Round 2, we're going to have a lot of time next week to handle all of these matchups because, buddy, they are really, really good. Lower Richland falls tonight to Bishop England. Bishop England 24, Lower Richland 7. So the season of dreams ends for Lower Richland tonight at the hands of the battling Bishops of Bishop England. We mentioned Daniel over Jer Camden as these scores continue to roll in here. Camden 38, Greer 20, so Camden moves on. They go on the road next week. Seneca over Lancaster 28-21. Newberry over Ainer 54-14. Waccamaw falls to Hanahan. If I can get to that game on my bracket here. Hanahan 38, Waccamaw 21. So the Hawks of Hanahan will move on. They'll face Newberry next week. At last check, OW up on Keenan by a score of 19-12. That one's in the fourth quarter as well. But we go to the phones, 803-404-6100.
John.
Let's go to John first. John's been waiting ever so patiently. Go ahead, John.
Hey, hello now there. Bishop England. I've never heard of that before. The Fighting Bishops. That's
Battling Bishops.
I like
alliteration.
the Battling Bishops. Alliterative. I like it a lot. Y'all mentioned Tommy Moody earlier, and I thought that was great. I don't have any Friday night high school football scores for you or anything, but Tommy Moody, Paul Manieri, what do you guys got on the coming baseball season here with that dude's weird eyebrows and whatever else he's got going on here? Are we looking at something better in the coming spring in 2026 here? What do you guys think?
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. I would say it's a completely different team than it was last year, so that's a start. I would say I am impressed by KJ Scobie at short. I think you have a bona fide shortstop there. I think your defense is good. It's average, so that'll be good. And I think you got Pop at the plate. So I think they'll be better. I need to see them in March before I can make any bona fide decisions on.
I'll need a month of sample size there.
Thank
you for the call, John.
Thanks, John. We appreciate it. Let's go to Nathan next. Nathan Martin talking Camden Bulldog football. What you got, Nathan?
For the seventh year in a row, Camden hosts a open round playoff game, and first time we have played Greer since 1992.
Look at that.
So been a while. The story tonight was our running back, Navi Boykin, 17 carries, 140 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Just really was a bell cow tonight. Not a clean game by Camden standards. We gave up 2 touchdowns there late. I think we had some of our freshmen and sophomores kind of getting some of the playoff experience. But I like the quarterback for Greer. He is only a freshman, guys, and I was very impressed with him. Xavier Cement. He is a dual threat guy, and he's got the running back that's coming back next year, Calvin McRoy. That's going to be a deadly duo for those two guys for Greer next year. I think Canada just kind of overwhelmed Greer up front on both sides of the football. We were watching that Daniel Dreer score. I'm like, please, come on. Didn't get it, but you know what? I'm not upset. We owe Daniel a little bit after falling to those guys 3 times in the state championship, so we'll get our opportunity next week. And I really feel like if we can clean a few things up that we saw tonight, I like our chances. I think, like I told you guys, last couple of weeks, I really feel like we're playing our best football. I know last week didn't go our way, but when you dig yourself a hole 34-6 in the first half,
right,
and you're able to come back and make a game of it, and you cut it to 7. It just kind of ran out of time. But I like the way this team is heading, and they came out with a little frustration and kind of took it to Greer early in this one. And
you mentioned just having to deal with Daniel next week. Daniel obviously survives that scare from Dreher. Dreher playing from an emotional state. They're a good football team, but obviously emotions were heightened in that game, and they played with it for much of that football game. Daniel had to score with about 6 minutes left to go in the ball game to pull ahead and to make that a 14-10 ball game. But I was looking early at the numbers. I'm assuming you guys kind of straightened it out a little bit. I know at half you actually were getting outgained at the break, even though you're up a couple scores. Was that a slow start? What was it that played into that might need to get corrected before round 2?
I think Greer ran a few things that they had not shown on film. And obviously that's kind of what you do playoff time, right? You pull out a couple plays that you haven't shown, and we made some adjustments at halftime. Our offensive line did not come out right off the bat and play like they've been playing the last couple of weeks. They gave up a couple of sacks, and man, we had at least 3 times one of our receivers was wide open downfield, burnt the cornerback, and we just didn't have time to get him the football. Kind of looked like, Carolina on Saturdays, unfortunately. But that got straightened out at halftime, and in the second half was much cleaner. I don't know if maybe these guys were just so jacked up to be found, back at home, and was just kind of itching to get on the field and kind of, didn't come out laser focused. But man, the second half was totally different. The offensive line was firing off the ball. Submit was really running for his life, and he is a very athletic guy. But I really feel like it was maybe lack of focus in that first half. I don't think there was anything glaring. I just think it was they did a few things we weren't expecting, and we weren't quite as focused as we should have been.
Nathan, we appreciate it as always, bud. Thank you so much. Look forward to hearing from you next week, talking about round 2 of the playoffs. Thanks, man.
Best thing about going to Daniel High School is Skins hot dog. You've never had one, you're missing out.
I drove past.
If you're heading up that way, you got to get one.
Okay. I drove past it a couple weeks ago, obviously, because there's only one road in and one road out. But I drove past Daniel a couple weeks ago, and I should have stopped in there and gotten me a hot dog. It'd have probably been cheaper than what I paid at the ballpark. Let's take a quick break. I know we got Kale, we got Lou waiting, but those are going to be longer conversations. So let's hit a break. We'll come back on the other side. More of the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Pay More coming up on the game. Welcome back into the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Pay More on the Game. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell on your Friday night. We are sprinting toward the end of this program. Brackets are set most everywhere, by the way, in case you're interested. But before we do that, we got to get back to the phones. Kale is on with us from Fort Georgia. A wild finish in Charleston, Kale.
Yes, guys. I don't know if you saw the plays. It was one of the most insane high school games I've seen in my 23 years of life. It was 10-0 at half. Lexington scored, made it 10-7 in the third. Fort Dorchester went up 17-7. And then the crazy thing was that Lexington put together 2 touchdowns in the span of, I think, a minute and a half to take a lead. And I don't did you guys see that final Lexington touchdown, by the way?
No, I haven't seen it.
So it was 4th down, and the Avery Coyle throws a prayer up to Nigel Lewis, and one of the Fort Dorchester DBs knocks the ball down. He knocks it down, and it falls into wide receiver Sawyer Headley's hands and runs for a score on 4th and 9.
Can he be mad? He knocked it down.
Tip balls and overthrows. You got to get those.
On the ensuing drive, Fort Dorchester drives down the field, and running back junior Michael Wharton scores the game-winning touchdown to win 24-21. I have Michael right next to me, along with Sean Lorenzano, head coach for the Fort Dorchester Patriots, for any questions you guys might have.
All right, fantastic. We'll talk to Michael. Yeah, Michael, clearly an exciting game for you guys tonight. A lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of emotional swings. When Lexington scores a touchdown to go up later in that game, what was kind of the vibe like with your team to try to make sure you guys knew, hey, this game's not over yet. We got some time here to make something happen?
Yeah, like calming them down and getting them on the right track to finish the game and execute and not letting the seniors go outside. And we executed fast and hard.
And then what did you like, not just about your team's response time, to be able to win a playoff game at home, right? Like, this is what you play the whole season for. You're able to get this game at home. You have a very evenly matched opponent come in. What's it kind of like for you guys to be able to experience this type of high that you've gotten so far this year?
Yeah, it was good. Nice playing one more game at home and coming back to this atmosphere. So it was nice playing here one more time. So, that was good.
And last thing for me, man, obviously you guys have a tough road ahead. It's a very loaded bracket where you guys play in 5A. What are you guys looking forward to kind of tweak up on and kind of fix to make sure that you're able to scare some folks here later on in these playoffs?
Go to practice. We go to practice, execute, play hard, physical, and start the game off fast so we don't have to recover like this game.
Good stuff.
Michael, we appreciate it. We'll talk to your head coach. We appreciate you, and congratulations. Coach Lorenzano with us on the High School Scoreboard Show. Coach, I wasn't watching this game. I was tracking it on the artist formerly known as Twitter, and, man, that was a wild final couple of minutes. Walk us through that as a head coach. You guys have obviously the season hasn't necessarily gone like you'd wanted it to, but it's a whole new year when you get into the playoffs. And what was that final few minutes like down there in North Charleston tonight?
Well, it was very, very hectic. I'll tell you, to say the least. We like Hale said, it was a freak play. I mean, we had done a great job on defense. We thought the game was pretty much over. We thought we had it locked. He bats the ball down, and my heart just sank. I thought we were done. My heart just sank, and he runs for a touchdown. So it was. Then we're thinking we got to battle back, and we've got our 2-minute offense going in, and then we score in a couple plays too. So God's good, man. So that's all I can say right now is that these kids worked hard. We practice these situations, and we pray and hope that we execute well in the game, and we did tonight.
And Coach, you get into these games. We just talked with Michael about it. These evenly matched teams, I believe this was about as evenly matched a game as we've had all night tonight across the state. The ability and the fortitude of your team to play just one game, you're not guaranteed tomorrow in the playoffs. That's an axiom, but it's true. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. What does it say about the resiliency of your team just to continue to battle tonight, knowing that tomorrow is not assured for them in terms of the football?
Right. I mean, yeah, and that's what we preach, man. We wanted one last game. I said we got to want this game more than they do, and we did, and we, it showed. We've been in these battles. All of our wins this year came in fourth quarter, last 2-minute wins. Like any game, the 5 games we won were all similar to this, and we had to battle back. So, the kids understand these situations. They never give up. These kids never give up. Even when we're getting beat bad, they still play hard. And that's a testament to them. That's a testament to the faith they have in each other, the faith they have in their coaches. And I'm blessed to be around them.
Coach Sean Lorenzano joining us. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. A wild one, maybe the wildest game in the state. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys in the clubhouse on that one. You go to Carolina Forest next week. Best of luck, Coach. Look forward to tracking that game and hearing more from Fort Dorchester here in the month of November.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. That's Coach Lorenzano on the game. We appreciate Kale getting us that. Let's go to Lou Bezjak, the Oracle. Lou Bezjak. You were in West Columbia tonight for Gray Collegiate and Brooklyn Casey, weren't you?
Yes, didn't have the drama as Fort Dorchester and Lexington for sure. Early on, though, I mean, Brooklyn Casey started the game with an onside kick, recovered it, scored, was up 7-0, and then Gray woke up. It took them a little bit, and they got going. Trayvon Williamson, big game, running the ball, 4 touchdowns. Royce Williamson had 2. Nate Dixon had 3 touchdowns in the second half, and they rolled. And despite after the game, Coach D'Angelo Bryan basically gave it to his team. He didn't like the way they prepared all week and the way they didn't play at times tonight. So he definitely is keeping them focused, and they have a stiffer competition next week as Hartsville comes to West Columbia for a second-round matchup.
I love this time of year. Lou, I got a couple of what I would consider upsets for us to chat about just really quickly. Blythewood beat Clover. I find that fascinating.
I picked it. That was one of the upsets I picked.
You picked it, but we're not all Lou Bezjak, so let me be surprised.
But it was just, I didn't like my choice when they were down 17-0. That's for sure.
That's true. I'll give you that. I mean, I got outpicked by an otter earlier this year. And
put that on your resume.
And again, we mentioned this one a couple times tonight. How about Gilbert winning by 17 over Bluffton?
And they were down 14-3 early. I mean, and Bluffton has some weapons, man. They got D1 prospect at quarterback and 2 at receivers. They got a North Carolina commit, Carnell Warren. I mean, that's a big win on the road to go down there and beat the Bobcats for sure.
Yeah.
I think they'll get a rematch with North Augusta, I think, second round, right?
That's correct, because North Augusta – Midland Valley tweeted North Augusta a lot, us not. So that was the score update that I got last from that ball game.
Appreciate the honesty.
It's honest. I'm going to look forward to that game, but I don't like Gilbert's chances. But again, playoff Gilbert is different than any other team. Really quickly, and the other one was not an upset on the scoreboard. It didn't work out for him. But how about Dreer, Lou?
That's all. You're not supposed to root, as a result, but, with all they've been through this week with Coach Christopher Allen dying earlier in the week, and I know they were playing with heavy hearts, and I know they were, while watching that video as they went and loaded the bus tonight, and just, they gave it all they had. Leading in the fourth quarter, nearly pulling off the biggest upset of the night, but hats off to Coach Jenkins and his staff for keeping these kids focused. I know these kids wanted to win so bad for their offensive line coach, but just a little bit short tonight. But a great effort by the Blue Devils.
No doubt about that. I'm just looking at some of these matchups next week, Lou. Oh gosh, James Island is going to Sumter. This is just in Division 1 5A. Spartanburg's going to Ridgeview. Somerville's going to Ashley Ridge. Rock Hill's going to Burns. In D2, Gaffney's going to Greenwood. Greenville goes to Hannah. Westwood and Berkeley could get
Greenville
spicy.
and Hannah, so they're going again, right?
Yeah. Yep, they're going again. And that was
see if they have another classic.
Let's see if we have another kick return in our future there. You mentioned it. Gray Collegiate's hosting Hartsville. Camden and Daniel next week should be a great one. I like that AC Flora Seneca game. That one could get really good, really fast. Dillon and Silver Bluff, Marlboro County and Oceanside. We talked about this with you last week, Lou. these games are just going to get better and better, and the unpredictability is only going to ramp itself up.
Yeah, and then you throw in another one. See, in Skeezer, you got Heathwood and Hammond went down in the final seconds the first time, and now they're playing with the chance the winner goes to state championship. It should be a great second round. First round's always like this. Get through. I mean, you might have a couple upsets like you had Blythewood tonight. You have some close games, but second round is really where things ramp up and the unpredictability will start.
It's predictably unpredictable. I think that's the term we'll use. Lou Bijak, always appreciate it, my friend. Enjoy the bye week for the Gamecocks. Who do the Steelers have this week?
Chargers, Sunday Night Football. We're ready.
I got to have it.
That's the one NFL game I'm guaranteed to watch every week because my daughter's asleep. That's the one I'm guaranteed to watch, Lou. Your Steelers better not let me down.
Let's hope they could beat up on that Chargers offensive line that's hurting.
Oh, man. Should be a good one. Lou, appreciate it. Look forward to chatting with you next week. Going to be another great Friday night next week, man.
Thanks, guys.
That's Lou Bijak. On the phone lines, the legend, Uncle Lou, as he is affectionately known around this program. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Final scores and looking ahead to next week. All of that next on the High School Scoreboard Show on the Game. Welcome back into the High School Scoreboard Show, presented by Pay More on the Game. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you. Scores are rolling in. I was telling Elijah during the break that my 5A bracket's completely ready. My 4A bracket's completely ready. My 3A's missing 2 games from the upstate. Westside and Pickens, I'm going to assume Westside. And Wren and Blue Ridge, I'm going to assume Wren. 3A is also mostly done. I'm missing 2 games, Pendleton and Broome and Mountain View and St. Joseph's and Christchurch. 2A less so. And 1A completely. So what we're going to do.
They might have the scores written down and sent to us by Pony Express.
If that means we're getting close to Pony Excess, which is the best ESPN 30 for 30.
Oh, yes. Great 30 for 30.
Great 30 for also SMU, great game day environment.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good and could be actually playing for another ACC title game if things continue to break their way.
ACC is getting weird.
Which I love, thanks to a few different teams. Here's some final scores rolling in. Look at that. I ask, they deliver. 2 1A scores roll in. Okay, here's what we've got. Final scores currently. Boiling Springs over Malden 16-14. Rock Hill over Spring Valley 47-0. Clover Falls to Blythewood 42-23. Fort Dorchester edges Lexington 24-21 in a classic.
Edges.
Somerville beats West Ashley by 44. They win 65-21. Quick math. James Island over Wando 48-0. River Bluff over Cane Bay 24-13. I'll come back to what that means for the round 2 later. Gaffney over Eastside 28-10. Hillcrest over Riverside 35-14. Greenville over Nation Ford 42-35. Fighting Jay Bentley's go home. Lugoff Elgin 42. Socastee 6. Lucy Beckham scores 38. They beat North Myrtle Beach 38-21. Conway is dispatched of by West Florence 42-7. And Westwood over St. James 41-14. South Point in 4A. South Point 63-13 winners over Beaufort. Emerald 44-36 winners over Fountain Inn. AC Flora over York 49-14, while Seneca ekes past Lancaster 28-21. Camden over Greer 38-20. Sorry, Greer. Daniel 14, Drea 10. South Florence beat our Darlington Falcons last night 47-7.
It's been a good run.
The battling Bishops of Bishop England defeat Lower Richland tonight 24-7. Gilbert with maybe an upset of the night, 38-21 winners over Bluffton. I don't have a final score from this game, but North Augusta beat Midland Valley. Just
North Augusta a lot, Midland Valley
not
a fraction of that.
Hartsville over Crestwood 45-8. Gray Collegiate was down 7-0 to BC. They won 63-7. I was going to wear my airport jacket tonight, and if I did, I'd have made a joke there. I'm not going to do it. Wilson over May River. There's an upset, 36-28. Hilton Head 52, South Aiken 24. Man, that region took a beating tonight, huh?
Did biggest upset of the night? Would it be Wilson over May River or
I think it's Gilbert over Bluffton. I think it's Gilbert over. I mean, Bluffton's got weapons, man. May River can only run the ball. I think they've attempted 12 passes all year. That offense is insane. Powdersville 66, Carolina nothing. Crescent over Union County 52-14. BHP.
You know me.
How about BHP, the number 1 team in 3A? They're undefeated and they're the 3 seed.
I don't know how that makes a lot of sense to me.
They won 56-7. Southside Christian defeated Chapman. I don't have a score there, but it was well out of reach. West Oak falls to Woodruff 56-7. Oceanside Collegiate over Georgetown 49-15. Marlboro County over Swansea 49-13. Silver Bluff over North Charleston 39-12. Dillon over Fox Creek 49-8. Battery Creek falls to Loris tonight 59-19. Keenan falls to Orangeburg Wilkinson 25-12. Hanahan over Waccamaw 38-21. And Newberry takes down Aner 54-14. In 2A, Andrew Jackson 34. 96 High School scored 16 points. Chester 50, Blacksburg 6. Batesburg Leesville 42-0 winners over Eau Claire. Strom Thurmond over Chesterfield 49-0. Timberland over Barnwell 46-8. And Atlantic Collegiate, the Armada.
Great team nickname. Yeah, the Armada.
That might be the biggest upset of the night. 14-0 winners over Woodland. Just based on where that is in the bracket, that's a 15-2.
And shutting out the 2. They didn't just beat the 2, they shut them out.
And then in 1A, 63-0 Abbeville over Great Falls, 62-0 Louisville over Whitmire. Lamar takes down Calhoun Falls 49-0. Scotts Branch over Hannah Pamplico 32-14. Johnsonville over Branchville 48-7. Carvers Bay 59. Allendale Fairfax nothing. And Bamberg Earhart 65-0 winners over St. John's. That's all the scores we have currently as it stands.
We'll give you
Now,
a last rundown here in the next segment.
Yeah, we'll do a one more rundown to make sure you get everything you need. Again, the brackets are going to be incomplete as of tonight. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know because we got 19 minutes until we're gone, and my pen's going to run out of ink if I'm writing all this in 19 minutes. All right, so here are your matchups for next week. By the way, there's no basketball next week locally, so we'll be here.
We'll have the entire 4 hours for you, the full experience. We'll be back.
The full experience. My child's going to be like, why aren't you putting me to bed tonight? Boiling Springs goes to Dutch Fork.
Good luck. That's all I got for that matchup. Good luck.
Rock Hill goes to Burns. That's a 4-5 matchup.
That'll be a fun one, but I like Burns there. You're saying not so fast, my friend?
Maybe. I have a whole week to sleep on it. Ooh. The 6-3 is Spartanburg at Ridgeview.
Box office.
Yes, please.
Box office. Give me more of that.
Blythewood is at Dorman. That's Upper State next week. Just in one bracket. In the Lower State, Fort Dorchester goes to Carolina Forest. I like Carolina Forest by a lot.
Carolina Forest. We don't get to talk about them as much, not as local, but maybe my most surprising legit contender this year. I figured Carolina Forest would be good, but they are really good. They're capital G good.
They could challenge for a state championship. Somerville is at Ashley Ridge. Rematch. Fighting Preston Thorns. And Shane Fiddler's not the coach there anymore, but I'm going to go ahead and call it.
He was once the head coach at Ashley.
So the Fighting Preston Thorns taking on the Fighting Shane Fiddlers.
Now, that was a game, if we look at the totality of our season, most surprising result we've had all year. Was it 96 beating Saluda? I think might have been that one's up there. And that was the same night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I think those are probably two of our results we look back on and be like, how did that happen?
Like, how in the world? Oh, boy. Sumter hosts James Island. Box office.
Cage match.
Y'all, not many people here in this area know how good James Island is.
But we're going to tell you right now, James Island's no joke.
Yeah, the Trojans are good. And then River Bluff goes to Stratford.
May the light of God shine upon you.
The bookends that I mentioned there are really rough. I haven't gotten a final score from Catawba Ridge and Fort Mill. The winner of that game plays Northwestern. Gaffney goes to Greenwood. Cinema.
Maybe my favorite matchup is Gaffney and Greenwood next week. There's going to be a lot of good ones, but if I had to pick out my favorite one, Gaffney Greenwood has a chance to get really funky.
Indian Land hosts Hillcrest. Can Hillcrest beat Indian Land's defense?
That's the question.
That's a good matchup.
And how much does Sequel Patterson make a difference in this game?
Oh, boy.
They'll have the best player on the field.
Yep, no question. Greenville goes to T.L. Hanna again, second time in 3 weeks.
And the last time they played may or may not have been the game of the year.
Lugoff Elgin goes to Irmo. Lucy Beckham goes to White Knoll.
I expect White Knoll and Irmo to roll.
I think so. West Florence goes to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. And Westwood goes to Berkeley.
Not as much drama in that bracket.
On the lower state side.
Yeah, lower state side.
Upper state side's juicy.
Tons of great matchups.
I mean, 1, 2, 3. 3 of the 4 are going to be intriguing. 4A. I got to roll through these. South Point hosts Emerald. AC Flora goes to Seneca. Camden, as of right now, this is what we have set. Camden goes to Daniel. Bishop England goes to South Florence. Ugh. Gilbert goes to North Augusta. Ugh. Hartsville goes to Great Collegiate. And Wilson goes to Hilton Head.
Good luck.
Keep an eye. BHP will host Southside Christian. Hanahan will go to Newberry. OW will go to Loris. Dillon will host Silver Bluff. Oceanside will host Marlboro County. I can't go any further than that because 2A and 1A are pretty incomplete. Got a lot of great games next week. A lot of them. We'll hit a break. We'll come back on the other side. We'll give you a final rundown of your scoreboard and wrap things up here on the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Paymore on the game.
The Drive of the Week, sponsored.
Welcome back into the High School Scoreboard Show presented by Paymore on the game. Justin Hall, Elijah Campbell with you. Right as we went to the break, our good friend Chris Deering called in, so let's chat with him a little bit. Chris, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I am good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good. Where were you tonight? Where in the world was Chris Deering?
I was at River Bluff over in the swamp to see them knock off Cane Bay 24-13. Really good win for the Gators. I felt like they had Darius Carter, their wide receiver, junior wide receiver. He pretty much was doing what he wanted tonight against that secondary of Cane Bay. Unofficially, I had him at 6 catches for 167 yards and 3 touchdowns. Just 2 fantastic catches. One between 2 defenders that he scored on, a 47-yard touchdown, and then a 32-yard touchdown that Braden Moore got hit as he released the ball, but dropped it right into the Carter's breadbasket in the back of the end zone for, like I said, for a 32-yard touchdown. So really big night for him, big night for Perry Parks and that River Bluff team. Cane Bay runs that triple option that you don't see often anymore. It's hard to practice against. You really can't simulate it in practice, and it's hard to get ready for a team like that. And I thought we might be in for one going down to the wire because Cane Bay took the opening kickoff, 80 yards and 15 plays, all on the ground, and scored right away to take the lead. There were only 2 possessions in the first quarter. If that tells you anything. So really, really ball control offense, and River Bluff made the plays they needed to make. So, like I said, good win for them, and they get to go down to the Low Country next week and play a really good Stratford team.
Yeah, they do. By the way, I just want to mention, just for future reference, Chris, I got your Stags playing for a state championship this season. Anyway, not the point. I just want to throw that out there for you. Just want to throw that out there for you. Surprising results from tonight. I just got one that rolled in. Wagner Sally beat Dixie 14-9. So
that's a surprise.
I had to make sure I had to click the tweet and scroll back through to make sure I was reading it right based on the flow of the game that was being tweeted out. How big of a deal is it that Gilbert was able to take down Bluffton tonight with all that firepower that the Bobcats have?
So, I was talking to one of our other writers at Prep Red Zone yesterday, and Bluffton did not play the toughest schedule in the state. Not to take anything away from them, but we both felt like Gilbert had a chance to go down there and win that football game. Gilbert's played good defense all season. They've had some struggles offensively. They had to figure out the quarterback position, and they seem to have done it. And so, not really shocked that Gilbert went down and won that game, but that's a big one for the Indians. They didn't have the regular season they wanted to have. But they got some talented guys on defense. Looked like from the tweets I was seeing that some of those defensive guys played offense tonight as well. So good win for them. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they get North Augusta next week. Is that right?
They do. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's a tough one there.
Yeah.
The Yellow Jackets are for real. I think they are a state title contender for certain.
Now, I agree with that. We're looking at all these matchups, Chris, and we're going to get to all of them here in a minute as we wrap up the program. But there are just so many great matchups in round 2 next week. And we usually get a good many. But, again, we talked about this last week. I still think there are about 4 to 5 teams in every single classification that could make a case for winning a state championship this year. It's pretty impressive what we've seen across the board in high school football in this state.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. There's about a handful of teams in every classification that I could justify somebody telling me that they didn't win a state championship. And, I don't know that we always have that at this stage of the season, but I think this year is going to be a really fun November. I always say the non-conference, non-region games are sort of the preseason. Then you get the region games, and this is where it all matters. When you get into November, the first goal to me is you want to be practicing on Thanksgiving morning. That means you want just a few teams still playing in the state. And you get to that point, anything goes then. So I think that's the first goal for a lot of these teams.
No doubt about that. Chris Deering, always appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Look forward to hearing from you next week. What should be a crazy round 2.
Yep, y'all have a great weekend.
That's Chris Deering from Prep Red Zone with us. Let's go ahead and hit. We need to. Elijah Campbell's going to give out our Honda of Columbia Drive of the Week.
The Drive of the Week, sponsored by Honda of Columbia.
Yes, it was the Cale Wilson special tonight. Game of the night, Lexington at Fort Dorchester. Lexington scores late to go up 21-17. And you know what? We just heard the head coach of Fort Dorchester say, I didn't know if we could do it. Not all, mostly when that thing happens, when that type of thing happens, an opponent takes a lead late, like my confidence in my guys never wavers. He was real with us, right?
Yeah.
He thought they were staring the end of their season in the face. But you know what they did? Took 4 plays, go down the field, explosive play for a touchdown, ball game. Fort Dorchester gets the game-winning touchdown. They get the win over Lexington, survive Lexington's little upset attempt because it's an 8-9. It'd be a little upset. Would not be mucho upset. It would be a little upset. But Fort Dorchester survives, live to play another week, all because of our Honda Columbia Drive of the Week.
Look at that. Proud of you. Proud of you for handling that. You know what? I don't think we were given many options tonight.
No.
At all.
It was not a bountiful harvest when it comes to Drives of the Week.
It was not. By the way, I just saw this. Knox Kiffin is visiting Alabama tomorrow when they
Hope
play
he gets
LSU.
all the freebies.
Like he needs them. Final scores for tonight before we get out of here.
A little advanced scouting, as we would call it.
We do not have a lot of time here, so I'm gonna take off the scores to tell you who won. Boiling Springs over Malden. There it is.
Yeah, baby. Fire me up.
Rock Hill over Spring Valley. Spartanburg over JL Man. Blythewood over Clover. River Bluff over Cane Bay. James Island over Wando. West Ashley falls to Somerville. And Lexington falls to Fort D. In Division 2 5A, Gaffney beats Eastside. Hillcrest over Riverside. Greenville over Nation Ford. Westwood over St. James. West Florence over Conway. North Myrtle Beach falls to Lucy Beckham. And Lugoff Elgin takes care of Socastee tonight. South Point over Beaufort. Emerald over Fountain Inn. AC Flora beat York. Seneca over Lancaster. Camden over Greer. Daniel over Dreher. That rhymed.
Hey, look at you.
South Florence over Darlington. Bishop England over Lower Richland. Gilbert upsets Bluffton. North Augusta handles Midland Valley. Hartsville over Crestwood. Gray over BC. Wilson upsets May River. And Hilton Head over South Aiken. Powdersville over Carolina. Pendleton takes down Broome 24-21. Crescent over Union County. BHP over Palmetto. Chapman falls to Southside Christian. Woodruff over West Oak. Oceanside over Georgetown. Marlborough County over Swansea. Silver Bluff takes care of North Charleston. Fox Creek falls to Dillon. Loris beats Battery Creek. OW beats Keenan. Hanahan over Waccamaw. And Newberry over Ainer. In 2A, these are the ones we have. Saluda beat Mid-Carolina. They go to Clinton next week.
May the light of God shine upon you.
Clinton and Saluda. Andrew Jackson over 96. Chester over Blacksburg. Batesburg Leesville shuts out Eau Claire. Strom Thurmond shuts out Chesterfield. Liberty over Pillion. Hampton County over Lake City. Timberland over Barnwell. Atlantic Collegiate over Woodland. Abbeville and Louisville shut out their opponents. Lamar takes down Calhoun Falls. Wagner Sally, the upset of the night over Dixie. Cross beat by. Didn't play anyone. Bethune Bowman over Ridgeland. Scotts Branch over Hannah Pamplico. Johnsonville, the Flashes, take down Branchville. Carvers Bay over Allendale Fairfax. And Bamberg Earhart over St. John's. Round 2 comes your way next Friday from 7 to 11 right here on 107.5 The Game. For Elijah Campbell, I'm Justin Hall. We'll see you next Friday at 7 right here on The Game.